Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Hope that you're doing well today. I'm drinking my lovely cup of tea this morning. I've got a new mug, isn't this beautiful? My mug is filled with tea from a company that I picked up in Bali. It's called Ayurvedic tea, and I'm such a sucker for packaging. It's ginger, there's some lemongrass and other really cool ingredients. I don't know the name of the company, but every pandan rose and it's a blend. It's a beautiful tea, really nice. But I decided that I'm going to start my videos now with cups of tea because I want you to all sit down, relax, get a cup of tea, snack. Because some of the stuff I'm talking about today are things that, are sensitive and hopefully helpful, though. I mean, this is a very, very challenging time that we're all going through right now. I'm recording this in October. And of course, there's a world around us that's just so turbulent. But I think that the important thing for me, and hopefully for you too, is to stay positive, to try to see the bright side and the strength that we have as older women to get through these tough times. Turbulent times are the times when great inventions come, great discoveries, a burst of creativity. Think about the pandemic. I mean, I'm not comparing, but we're still not through that in many places. But, it's just that opportunity to become a positive person in a negative world. So what negative things do you hold on to? I mean, what kind of negativity about yourself, about others, about we don't talk politics here on 60 and Me, but it's certainly on a lot of people's minds. And, just the whole, the dichotomy, the split that seems to be taking place in countries around the world, between the two very diametrically opposed sides. So I think that the point of this video is to talk about how to use some positivity techniques to actually negate the negative. And it's really only one great positive thought that can take you back on track again. So I think it's super important. Your brain, we talked about this before, your brain is there to protect you. That's what it does. So it's naturally going to gravitate to a safe place. It's going to take you to places where you don't want to push back. You don't want to, have a voice or speak out against something. You want to just kind of obey the brain because its whole mission is to keep you from harm. And that's okay too. But if you, like a computer, if you give it a command, you give it an order, it will do it. It will actually, sort of obey your order. So you can make your life positive and awesome by just giving your brain a little bit of a redirection, and then it will put its energy behind you to achieve that. So why do we have negative thoughts? Sometimes we feel just hopelessly negative about something and we just don't know why. But it's really habitual. It's that we've given ourselves the permission to actually agree to be negative about a certain thing or a certain person or a certain situation, and then our brain just keeps on spinning that whim. But you're in control now. This is the good news. As older women, we are in control of our brains. We are in control of our lives because we know what the outcomes are of the negativity versus positivity. We know if you put a good attitude towards something, you will always see. So, like for example, I know this is a silly one, but there was an example of you have a car, you go out to your car in the driveway, and it's got a flat tire, and you can either say, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to be late for my appointment or late for my lunch or late for whatever shopping, whatever you were doing," and you just spin into a negative cycle. Whereas really, if you say, "Oh, okay, I have a flat tire. Gosh, I'm really glad that that didn't happen when I was on the highway. That would have been really hard to manage because I'm not sure I know how to change a tire." Whatever, you got the idea that you can take a situation and spin it. And it is old making lemonade out of lemons phenomenon, but it's true. And I know, like, for example, during the pandemic when I wanted to make bread. Heaven knows why, because I don't even eat bread, but I wanted to make some bread and I didn't have any yeast. And it was like panic stations, and I went all over the place trying to find yeast, and there was no yeast to be found. I don't know whether it was just that everybody was making bread at home and there was no yeast, but I could not order it online. I mean, all the things. And so what did I do? Well, I thought, there's got to be bread that you don't need yeast. Surprise. And there was. And I made this beautiful flatbread. It was kind of a Middle Eastern flatbread, and it was beautiful, made with Greek yogurt. I should make some more of that. It was really, really good. But I think it's the point is to say, yeah, this is not a good thing, but I can work around this. I can be good to myself. Another thing is to, like, when you fail at something, like you try to make something, or you try to do something and you don't succeed, it's like you scrunch it up and it's like, oh, that was terrible. It's like just say to yourself, good job that you tried. good job that you actually made the effort and that you didn't get it perfect, but, come on, maybe do it again or just move on to something else. Don't, whatever it is, whatever the downsizing, you're grumbling all the way about, oh, why did I ever get so many, whatever, clothes or books or pictures or, this is really not a fun experience at all. And switch it around. Just change your mindset so that you're actually seeing the positive in it and seeing the joy of everything that you're doing. This is going to make my life so much easier and lighter. I'll be able to maybe move into a smaller place, or I'll be able to travel a bit now, not without so much heaviness. So being aware of your negative thoughts and knowing that they can be moved, they can be shifted, and you can feed your brain positive thoughts really makes all the difference. Another thing that I would mention is negative people. Now, we've talked about this before, we've written articles about it, and it's pretty powerful that there are going to be toxic people in your life who you've held on to, you've supported, you've given all kinds of whatever support to, and now it's time, they're just not giving you anything back. The relationship is one-sided, you're feeling just very lonely and sad about trying so hard to make that work, and it just doesn't work. Befriend positive people. I'm not saying you have to give up all your friendships. I mean, if you have friends, someone you've known, since high school, and they're just turning into a really not very kind person to you, then just let them go. You don't have to have a big deal of like, I'm breaking up with you, I never want to talk again. Just let it go and surround yourself with positive people. Find the people in your world that make you joyful and make you smile, and start new hobbies. And I just recently did a video on self-awareness, and it's like once you've done that self-awareness exercise, you can then, know that, yeah, I prefer this rather than that. I've been doing this because that friend likes to do it, or because someone has asked me to do it and I've gotten a habit of doing it, managing that group or leading a committee or whatever. And it's like, no, I want to knit. I want to read. I want to learn to swim, whatever. And it's yours. Your self-awareness guides you to new directions. Other thing, I think this is an important one, is to see that, there's humor in every situation. I mean, there really is. and I know it's sometimes hard to laugh at something that's a little bit sad or a little bit bumpy that you didn't want to actually happen. But, just try, instead of getting into a negative chatter about it and having to call up your friends and tell them how awful it was. For example, I just got back from a trip to Bali, and it was a 10-day trip. There were eight of us in total, amazing women from our 60andMe community. And we had such a good time, but it rained every single day. The weather wasn't supposed to be so rainy, but because of the season, it just started early. And so we all went out and bought colorful rainbow color raincoats, the ponchos. And every day we put on a new color, and we just would laugh about it. And, we got our feet all wet, and we all had to rush out and buy more boots and shoes. And it was just fun. And we made it humorous, and somehow the negativity went away. We had a great time with the rain. It did actually sunshine. There was sunshine. It wasn't all rain, but it was pretty rainy. But anyway, there are ways that you can change your mindset, move on, find one positive thought that can be like a ray of light and get rid of all that negative, muddy confusion, that negativity that is surrounding you. Do you change your mind? I mean, are you able to change your mind when you're feeling a little bit discouraged and lonely or under the weather? What do you do? What kinds of things do you do to take that negative trend that your body and your mind might be going to? I drink tea, actually, Ayurvedic tea. But for me, I have a cup of tea and maybe a biscuit. 60 calories. What's it going to do? One biscuit, one cup of tea, and turn a negative thought about, yes, I weigh too much or whatever, into something positive. I'd love to know. Share your comments below. Let's be sisters here to each other and on this journey. Tell a friend about 60andMe. Honestly, I'm so happy that we've now got a very large community all around the world, and women are just, doing their thing and hopefully getting some support and encouragement from us. That is my mission. And if you want, by the way, to join our Patreon group, we have a supporters group. There's an amazing group of women. I cannot tell you, the 8 women that came with me to Bali were all from our Patreon group. I kind of keep it more exclusive because, well, it's a big commitment to each other to do that kind of trip. But we do live shows every Monday, Wednesday, and we have articles that I do specifically for our community, and it's just a lot of fun. But it's patreon.com/60andme. Take good care, everybody. Have a really fabulous day wherever you are. Know that you're loved, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.